Hi everyone, this is I am Spoon, and today I wanted to discuss something I haven't discussed at all yet on this channel. Is the strategy to go in high level crates. So these level 5, level 6, level 7, level 8 crates. How to do a strategy that makes use of these crates. And we'll see immediately that this strategy has a bit of a bad reputation because it's considered to be weaker than other strategies. And I want to delve into a bit why it's weaker. I'll show a bit here theoretical considerations first, and then I will show two games that I played myself. Trying out the high-level crates, two of my better attempts, I have to say. And I'd say one first thing to look at is the crates. You can compare them to the cotton. They're in some ways a natural comparison. You have lots of industries. You have 11 industry tiles in both of them, with the highest level industry tiles being quite strong and giving kind of lots of points. The big difference, I think, is first the point evolution in cotton is very linear. The stuff gets a bit more expensive across the levels, but not much, and they get much stronger. So 5 points. 5 points, but of course it stays, so it will basically score twice. 9 points, 12 points, quite good stuff. Everything costs 1 beer, everything gives 1 link point except level 2. On the crate side, it's very different. You have many different levels, and they all score quite differently. They have different costs, sometimes iron, sometimes coal. Sometimes they're expensive, sometimes they're cheap, sometimes they give lots of income, like 6 income. Sometimes they have 2 link points, sometimes they have no link points. They cost no beer to flip, they cost 2 beers to flip. So it's basically the slightly weaker version, but more flexible version on paper, in theory. However, in practice, it's very hard to make use of this additional flexibility. I should put flexibility in quotation marks. So a typical cotton build, let's call it cotton A as a strategy. You would develop away these 5. So you would do 3 develop actions and then typically a call. There are other ways to do it as well. You can sometimes develop away an extra cotton, or you can develop a level 1 iron or level 1 beer, but the most standard way I would say is like this. And with 3 develops, you basically get access to the very strong level 3 cotton. You get access to coal as well, which is important in rail. Or you can build also 1 coal, level 2 coal in canal to offset 2 loans. And this feels very natural and smooth. In the cotton A strategy, you would build 3 cottons. Well, let's say, I'm not going to do it exactly here, but you would build something like this. You would flip them, and this would net you 27 points in canal. And because these stay on the board and get scored again, it's basically worth 54 points. That's quite good. Combined with, let's say, a bit of iron or 1 coal mine and a couple of links, you're easily getting to 70 points in canal. And if the merchant beer is good, because you will be selling with merchant beer, you can get even more. For example, if these 2 are cottons, you can get 6 extra points in canal and then another 6 extra points in rail. The only thing where you have to pay really attention with this strategy is you need to get 3 beer. There are theoretically 3 merchant beers you can use, this one here, and this one. But of course, it depends a bit on the spread. You're not always guaranteed to get them with other players. If they're spread out, it's sometimes not easy to connect everything. But you can sometimes use also a beer of another player. The alternative, if really like the setup of the merchant beer is not so good, I would suggest to do 1 extra develop. So basically doing 4 develops and then building a level 2 beer somewhere. And then you would sell 2 cottons with, for example, this merchant beer and then your own beer. This is slightly weaker point-wise. Then we see here this one is the same price as a level 3 cotton, gives the same amount of points, but doesn't give link value. On paper, again, very nice. You can put it in the middle of the opponent's network. In practice, easier said than done. Sometimes the card don't help you. Sometimes you have to put it in your own network, and then you de facto lose a point because it doesn't give any link points. But the idea, so if you play the crate B strategy, the idea is to play like this in canal, get these 3 industries out together with maybe some coal. You want to get access to coal in rail. And then in rail, you want to buildings, build coal mines, build beer, and then towards the end of rail, the second part of rail, you build these 3 industries and sell them. They only require 2 beer altogether, which you should be able to get from the merchant beer or from your own. That's a bit on paper. In theory, how to play the high-level crates. Again, let's kind of look at some of the games in practice, how this looks. So this is one of my crates where I was going for lots of high-level crates. I only took 2-3 screenshots, and it's a game from a long time ago, so I won't go in too much detail on it, but it's just to show a bit how it plays, what you can do. In this game, I did only 3 develops, and I developed away level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and 1 level 5. And as you can see, I built a level 5 here on top and a level 6 on the bottom. I built also some coal mines, some links, of course, and then I built 1 level 1 beer. My idea was here, because here I get a free develop, I develop away the other level 1 beer, and that way I get access to beer in rail. So this is kind of what the board was looking at the end of canal. I managed to get a level 5, a level 6 out, a level 1 beer, and actually quite some coal in this game. At the start of rail, it basically looked like this. So everyone flipped everything except blue had unflipped beer. We see the other players were just going for fairly standard bricks, so getting beer, iron out, some low-level crates, and purple was actually going for cotton. Cotton with 4 develops, so a level 2 beer and 2 level 3 cottons. And in this game, as you can see, I'm slightly behind in points at the start of rail, but I have good amount of cash and a good income. So this is, I'd say it was an acceptable situation. We noticed on the merchant setup, that it's not really the best setup in my view. I would have much preferred to have these two boxes here. This is kind of a nice thing where you can get 6 points from using merchant beer and canal, and then hopefully another 6 points in rail. But of course, other players can also take it away. It's easier said than done. And then here you have the scoring at end of rail. Yeah, I have here the scoring at the end of rail. Again, I'm not going to go in all the details. It was played a while ago. I don't remember all the details. I was able to build most, but not the last crate. And in the end, I managed to score 151, which I'd say is acceptable. Winning score is typically 155. If the merchant setup is really good for cotton, cotton can get even higher. 160, 165 is reachable. Here I managed to get 151. As you can see, I was quite well able to capitalize on the link point value of the level 5, also in canal. And I think my the level 7 one, the one that doesn't give any link points, I was able to put it in the network of the others, diminishing their value. So I'd say this was kind of a nice example where everything went quite well. I was able to get a bit of extra point because of the link points. I was able to diminish a bit the link points of the others. And it went kind of as good as it could have been, except that the merchant setup was not perfect. We noticed, for example, the purple one with 152 points. As I said, cotton, if well played, can easily reach 150, 155 if the setup of the merchant is not so good. If the merchant setup is really good, like cotton here, 160, 165 is reachable. We see here blue has only 146 points, but he was not able to use his farm brewery. I don't remember exactly why. It seems like a mistake. It feels like he should have been able to do this, but I don't remember exactly why he didn't. This probably explains why he only got 146 points and not like 150, 155. Orange also tried something strange with 2 level 5 crates here, trying something out, I think. This ended up helping me quite a bit because I had 3 links around it. So yeah, this is kind of how this game ended, and I think it shows like high-level crates, you can get a decent score of, let's say, 145 to 150 if the merchant setup is not great, and that's probably 5 points too few to really be competitive. Plus there were maybe here one or two misplays in this game from the other players that have influenced it a bit, but yeah. So this is the first game. I want to now move on to a second game where really you have it move by move by all players, what is happening, and you can then see for yourself. So yeah, one point that I noticed here is that in this game, so this is the second game I want to show, the merchant setup is quite better. We have 3 points here, merchant bonus. We have one here, which is convenient. It's easy to connect to Oxford. We also noticed that the cotton merchant setup is, in my view, not so good. I find this merchant bonus is okay in canal, but useless in rail, pretty much. And also, if the cotton is here, it means you as a cotton player need to build the whole network around here instead of profiting of other people's networks. So I don't like this cotton setup too much. I don't think it favors cotton too much. But I still think a good cotton player can reach 150, if not 155 points with such a setup. So I start here from my side, and I develop away the beer. On the first move, I developed away the beer because I'm going for a 4 develop strategy here. So I'm developing away 3 crates and then the beer. We're here on turn 3 immediately. Yeah, I think somehow it skipped it a bit, but basically I developed away. I did 4 develop actions and 1 loan. Yeah, 4 develop actions and 1 loan. So I'm already done with all my develops. I think I was able to get fairly cheap iron. I don't remember all the details. We see here that purple is on top building his iron to Stoke-on-Trent. Taking loans and offsetting the loans with iron, and orange is doing something similar here at the bottom, and blue is developing away cotton and beer, so he's going for a cotton B strategy with 4 develops where you build cotton and beer. We see here orange took a loan and overbuilt his own iron mine. Blue starts building immediately a beer here. From my side, yeah, I'm kind of done with my develops. I could have maybe built a beer and wait a bit, but somehow I was a bit afraid of getting locked out of the network. For example, I don't have a Birmingham card. It's a bit unfortunate, but I basically immediately built my level 5 crate here, connecting to Derby. This helps a bit the others, especially the guy that will get the iron mine here, but yeah, so be it. We continue, we see other players, so orange gets iron mine here, gets beer out, purple gets also beer out, so immediately the beer spots are starting to get contested. There's only a limited amount of them, and it's kind of important to get. I also take a Utox here, which actually I'm in no hurry to get, but I think somehow I didn't really want to build links yet because I wasn't really sure what to do with them. Yeah, I think here I was thinking of building a canal between Derby and Burton-on-Trent and then building a coal mine here to offset some of my negative income. Instead, I first built a beer, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think I was hoping someone else would build this canal and then I could profit from the canal, but didn't really happen. So I go to -6, which is maybe a small mistake here. We continue going further. We see that blue here has built level 3 cotton here together with his beer, so his idea is to get 2 level 3 cottons out with 1 beer. And we see here that something strange happened. Orange was able to overbuild purple on top. So very harsh move. Basically in this game only 2 people go for iron. That's, I'd say, fairly unusual. Normally it's more like 3, sometimes even 4. So only orange and purple are going for iron, and then overbuilds tend to happen. Yeah, only 2 people go iron. The advantage for them is they get generally very good prices for the iron, and they get to get their level 3, if not the level 4, already out in canal. Disadvantage is these buildings rarely score twice, if even at all here. From my side, I built here finally a link and coal mine to offset my income, a move which I probably should have done the turn before. And then I continues. Yeah, purple, a bit unlucky I guess for purple. He built his level 2 crates in Belper and Coventry. I guess he didn't have the right cards, or so. It would have of course been easier to build in Birmingham. Then you don't need to build the canal here, and you kind of get the profit of the orange link. But maybe just didn't have the right cards. And so a bit unlucky for purple because he will need to build 2 extra links. Of course, you want to minimize the number of links you're building. On top of that, his iron got overbuilt. So purple kind of a rough start here in canal. For me, say it's mostly going as expected, mostly. Maybe just slightly too negative on the income side, but that's kind of unfortunate with crates. You don't get access immediately to the level 2 coal because you have to spend really 6 develops in the crates and not 5 like you would do for cotton. We continue. Purple starts connecting everything because he wants to sell next turn. This is the last turn here of canal. Ideally, you loan and sell on the last turn of canal, but in my case here, so I have to still build the level 6 crate, and I do it now. So I build my level 6 crate, get the +3 bonus here, get the +2 income from here, and use one of my own beer. As you see, actually, I wouldn't have gotten really a third beer in this game. Even if I wanted to, I would probably have to build 1 extra canal here to use the purple beer. If I wanted to use someone else's beer, I guess I would have had to move, right? I would have not developed a beer, not built a beer, so I would have had 2 extra actions. So I probably would have been able to get the beer of purple, but it would depend also a bit on player order. If I was not playing early in the turn order, maybe purple would have already sold and consumed all his own beer. So just to say, getting 3 beer is not always straightforward. Typically 2 from the merchant, 1 of your own, you're fairly safe. If it's 2 of the merchant and 1 of someone else, yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out. You have to be careful. We're here at the start of rail, and it's a good moment to pause. I think early rail is the moment where you want to pause and look a bit at the score, who's winning, who's behind. Yeah, a couple of points I want to notice. This link here between Derby and Utoxeter is generally the most valuable link in pretty much all games, but in this game it's even more so because if this becomes a beer, which probably will, this will be worth 9 points here if these 2 get beer. So it's a most valuable link by a wide margin. Second point here is that Birmingham is really empty. Normally it's much fuller. It just played out slightly differently. I think kind of no one built it there. Normally you would get a cotton player, and maybe purple would have built here. You would have at least 3 buildings. The thing is, basically, the links around Birmingham will be lower value than usual. On top of that, because only 2 players are going iron, normally you would also start to see iron here in Redditch and Dudley and whatnot, but now there will be less iron on the map. So the whole link value in this game is reduced, and because of the overbuilds as well, so the overall scoring will be lower. Normally the winner would have 150, 160 points. In this game, I think 145 will be a stretch. Second point, on the third points here, the beer, they're quite important. This one gives 4 points, this one gives 3 points. 3 points, it is actually quite good. I mean, it's nothing to scoff at. Obviously, people will try to get their level 1 pottery out and then sell it to get 3 points or get 4 points. And here it's a little unfortunate, but this is kind of the weakness of going crates. We see here that the orange player, normally you would build 2 crates and then sell your flipping your own beer. However, in this game, he got a bit of extra iron out and instead only got 1 beer out and 1 crate out. Where is this crate? I don't see it now immediately. Here, yeah. So he still has access to his level 2 crate, which means he can build it and then sell here and take away my beer. I mean, the beer I wanted to consume. I'd say, like, if people play more standard break, if 3 other players would play break and you play high level crate, most of the time the level 2 crates would be gone, and then level 3 crates don't consume any iron, don't consume any beer, and if they wanted to use this beer, it would get slightly awkward. Long story short, these beers here, they're very much going to be contested by everyone, and it's not guaranteed I will get any of them, which is quite unfortunate. Then maybe a note on the scoring. We see currently orange is ahead, 68 points, very healthy amount of cash. Blue has 55 points, which is a bit on the low side. Yeah, I think he made maybe 1 or 2 small mistakes in canal or so, but of course he has very good potential. You have here access to the best industries, right? So cotton and beer. He also has access to coal for some industry, so he has a lot of potential. From my side, I have 62 points, which is acceptable, but my cash is not too good. And then purple got hurt very hard by by having his level 2 overbuilt, not able to get any iron out. Yeah, so a bit painful for purple, I guess, a bit bad luck with the cards. I mean, if he had built his level 2 crate in Birmingham, then he could have afterwards built an iron mine in Dudley or in Coventry or so, to compensate for a bit of the loss of his level 2. But I mean, his level 2 basically cost him 10 points. His level 2 getting overbuilt. So clearly orange is ahead by a substantial margin. And on top of that, he will get probably these big link values because purple, purple cannot connect to the market. It's just kind of a bit how it played out, but he has no access in Derby, it has no access in Birmingham, so he cannot connect to the markets here. So orange will get these high value links. So orange is really doing really well. The big weakness for orange is he can be overbuilt. His level 2, his level 3 will be overbuilt by purple, hopefully. and blue and yellow, so blue and me will probably not build any iron and just let themselves overbuild. This will lead to a weird game where the iron price is close to max all of the time, but it kind of drags down everyone. It's not like, yeah. Now if orange his level 2 gets overbuilt, he's actually at 63 points and at 68. If his level 3 gets overbuilt, then he's only at 56 points. And then we're in a close race. 56 points, healthy amount of cash versus 55 points, good potential, and me with 62 points. So I feel like if both get overbuilt, I have a shot at winning this game. If only one gets overbuilt, it will be hard, but maybe possible. Yeah, if none gets overbuilt, then the game is over. Orange has won the game. So relying a bit on purple to overbuild. You could say purple can also just peacefully build in Dudley and Redditch. But then again, if you can overbuild, why not overbuild? That's kind of my point. Yeah, some of the notes here for early rail. For sure, I'm a bit behind orange. I feel with blue and purple. Blue has a bit more potential than me, and is not too far behind in points. I think purple I'm more comfortably ahead of purple. Yeah, and I'm kind of looking out for these big link values for the merchant beer, really. Yeah. We then continue here, and this is the rail era. We see that purple, of course, as I said, has little presence. I mean, because he's not present in Birmingham nor in Derby, he was not able to connect, so he just took a loan, and yeah, he took a loan and built a canal here. Didn't have much else to do. It's a bit sad. Then orange got a beer, put it out in Derby, and double linked of it, and then blue double linked of orange beer and built an extra link. So these high value links immediately get taken away, and immediately you see one of my complaints, right? Level 5 crate gives extra link points. On paper, you can profit of it, you can build around it, and it partially compensates for the fact that it's just a bit weaker than the level 3 cotton. In practice, it's just very hard to control. Yes, in canal I got like 1 or 2 extra link points out of it, and in rail it just immediately profits the other players and not me. And it's just kind of hard to control. Yeah, it's just hard to profit systematically of these extra link points. So from my side here, I took a loan and built a coal mine here in Coalbrookdale, juicing up a bit my economy. I think the coal price was fairly high, yeah. And then I'm first, and I built a beer in Nuneaton. I think I get a bit lucky here. Yeah, Smiley here, I get a beer cart. There's not many beer slots, right? There's one in Utoxeter, the one in Derby got taken away, the one in Nuneaton is still present, and then 2 farm breweries. So I built in Nuneaton. Immediately iron price is already at maximum, and then I double link, and I was a bit hesitant what to take. The one here between Utoxeter and Stone is often worth 7 points, so it's quite valuable, and then I could maybe have gone to Stafford or to Stoke-on-Trent. The ones around Birmingham are often valuable, but in this situation not really, plus I cannot build from Birmingham, from Oxford to Birmingham. Instead I decided to take here the farm brewery. I thought these links are still fairly valuable, probably around 6 points each if everything gets fully built here, which is good, slightly weaker but not much weaker than this one, and I get access to the farm brewery, which I kind of wanted. Yeah, can be useful for like if you're lost in turn order, you can, and you have a beer card, you can loan, build a beer, then you're first in turn order next turn, and you can quad rail. So that's a nice thing to do. It's not so easy for players to get it off, but yeah. And the other alternative is just to build a lot of industries, build a beer here, and then sell everything. We continue here. Purple gets these valuable links here. No comment. Orange builds a beer here in Utoxeter, and what else? Takes a loan. Okay. I think he's just short money to double rail of it, I guess. Then blue, I guess, takes a loan, builds a coal mine here in Kidderminster, goes back in first in player order, and then double rails, securing the farm brewery. Quite nice. Just thinking what else he could have done. No, I think it's quite nice. The links here down are not so valuable, and he cannot go there, so no, this makes sense. And orange basically, I feel like gets a bit lucky, because I mean, if blue had double owned and then quad railed of it, he wouldn't have gotten any of his beer. So orange double rails between Oxford and Birmingham, then to Nuneaton, using his own beer, and then builds in Pelper. Yeah, and it's very hard to stop orange. Orange is already at 100 points. I think he didn't get any coal mines out, so his economy is a bit weakish, but I mean, he's so far ahead in points. He has this one out. If he sells next turn, he's going to get basically 13 points here, so 10 points from this, plus 3 from this, plus it denies us from us, which is annoying. Then purple is playing. Purple double rails, I think around Coventry, and I'm not sure what else he did. I feel like purple should probably have gotten a coal mine out at this stage. 1 coal mine. Yeah, he still hasn't built any coal mine. We're at max coal prices. Double railing when you're at max coal prices, it starts to hurt. But I mean, these are still 2 valuable links. From my side here, I get a coal mine out and build a level 1 pottery. I want to get into the race to maybe sell here or maybe sell here. And just in general, I have a farm brewery, so I'm going to build, my idea is to build the level 1 pottery plus these 3 and then sell. I need 3 beer for that, so 2 from the beer here, and then maybe 1 merchant beer. Should be fine, but maybe I sell even early my level 1 pottery to take away the 4 points or the 3 points. But at this stage, I think I'm fairly, like, the cards are quite okay. I'm not complaining too much. I mean, I got the Nuneaton card, so that's fine. And I continue and I build. here to Wolverhampton and to Stoke-on-Trent. And there were two ideas behind that. I need to get access to crate locations to build crates, 3 of them that I want to build. I also have a Wolverhampton card, which could be useful to get 1 extra coal out. Maybe 1 extra coal, no need for more. I have, I think, sufficient links. 1, 2, 3, 4. Say 5 links is enough if you're going for high-level industries like cotton or crates. You want to contest a bit the valuable ones. You want to spread out a bit so that you have access. There's one thing that's kind of annoying me at this stage. If you look at my cards, I want to get the level 7 crate out. This one doesn't give any link points. Where do I get it out? Ideally, something like Canal would be nice. This would remove some points from Blue or Burton-on-Trent, or maybe Birmingham. Although I don't think in practice this will remove points from others, but it would be a good place. I don't want to put it in my own network. I don't want to put it in Wolverhampton or in Stoke-on-Trent. Unfortunately, the 2 cards I have are Wolverhampton, Stoke-on-Trent, and this one, which I also need access to this location. So I cannot put it in Canal, cannot put it in Burton-on-Trent, I cannot put it in Birmingham, and yeah, this is a little annoying because it blocks me even from building the other ones. And we're towards the middle of rail here. I need to start building these three here. So yeah, that's kind of what I was saying in my theoretical parts. In theory, this gives 1 extra link point. You're able to profit it by putting into an opponent's network. In practice, this is easier said than done. You need a bit of luck of the cards. And cards like this, and there's a fair amount of them, they're always in your own network, so they don't help. Yeah, and maybe I threw away somewhere a wrong card. I don't remember if I threw away a Burton-on-Trent card. I don't think so. Yeah, you don't see here all the cards, but if I had a Burton-on-Trent card, I would not have thrown it away, I'm pretty sure. And oh yeah, I used the stone card to build a coal. I could have not use it to build the coal and build this, but it was the right moment to build the coal fairly early in rail, max coal price. So yeah, just saying it's easier said than done to put this in the enemy's network. In practice, it's just kind of not so easy to do. So we continue here. Blue builds a coal mine in Burton-on-Trent. Orange builds some link and a level 1 pottery. So basically, purple here builds a link and a level 1 pottery, and will then be able to sell for 4 points, which is quite good, right? If you build and sell, gives you 14 points in 2 actions, so that's 7 points per action. Of course, it costs a bit of money. But I mean, even if you take into account a loan or something, then it's 14 points in 3 actions, but you get a bit ahead cash-wise as well, so it's quite good. Plus, you deny resources to others. Yeah. Then we continue here. I think Orange took a loan, built a coal mine here in Nuneaton. From Blue starts to build now his cotton. I think Blue went maybe a bit overboard with the loans. He took like loans and then offset them with coal mines, but he's really high on the income. I think maybe he took 1 loan too many, to be honest. But Blue's idea is to get now level 3, ideally all his level 4s, let's say at least 2 of his level 4s, built on his farm brewery and sell everything. And I mean, we just see on the scoring here, and I know I haven't played yet, and some of the stuff is on flip, but Orange is still like fairly massively ahead. Oh yeah, Orange did a very nice move here that I forgot to highlight. Orange built here a level 2 crate. He had already level 1 pottery, and then sold using up all the beer. Very annoying for me, because especially this one I would have considered to be my beer, but this is basically 3 points that I don't get. So it continues with me, and I'm forced to build my level 7 crate here in Stoke-on-Trent. Very sad, because I mean, it's basically losing me a point. But I'm getting at the stage where I need to. I'm also actually fairly tight on money, 33. The issue is we're at max iron price since a long time, and this hurts everyone, right? It's not only me I'm getting hurt, but it makes it hard to get out the level 8 crate. Which I'm still a bit sad about, that it's more expensive than the level 4 cotton. This is 18 coal and iron, this is 20 into iron. In practice, this tends to be more expensive than this, but it depends a bit on the game. But yeah, especially in this game, it's much more expensive, so it does hurt me. So we continue. We see here that purple finally overbuilt orange in Birmingham and overbuilt orange in Derby. So basically, orange lost 12 points here, as I had hoped at the beginning of rail. Now I think purple had to scout once to get the level 4 overbuilt. You could have said he could have maybe just connected them both in Dudley or Redditch or whatever. He decided to go for the overbuild and even scout for it. I'd say it's probably the right move, otherwise orange just automatically wins. While with this, he's probably still a bit behind, but not too much behind. He also sells his level 1 pottery and gets the 4 points. So actually his score is quite decent, 109 points, still a healthy amount of cash. Orange hasn't played this turn yet, 114 points, so still a bit ahead of purple, but not massively anymore. And I think purple also has maybe, no, he's still a bit behind. And then Blue and me, we still have a lot of unflipped industries and some potential to sell in good amount of cash. So we continue here, and orange starts building here to Walsall. I don't know what else he did. We see Blue also building a coal mine, building his additional cotton. And then on my turn, I decide to build here in Stoke-on-Trent and an extra link. This is still 5 points, it's still solid. And the issue is my money is really low, it's really tight. I think maybe this link was a mistake. Maybe I should have built a coal mine, but I felt like the coal price was not that attractive. So I went away with a link. It also denies it to other players. But it started to get tight because I only have 4 actions left. My idea is to like take a loan, build my last crate, then build a beer and sell. I guess that's my idea. And then I should be around 145 points if I really manage to execute on that. The issue is here, the iron price is so high, this basically costs 32, so it's really, really expensive. And I might actually not have enough money to do this. I think actually I don't have enough money to do it, and this estimation is too high, because I'm not able to get this out. I don't have enough money for that, and also build the beer. I should probably not have built this link and built the coal mine in Wolverhampton, and then I might have had enough money to get the extra crate out. Yeah, so we continue here. Purple built some extra links to Tamsworth. Not particularly strong. I guess he has a Tamsworth card, so he'll build a coal mine there as well. But yeah, links are worth 4 points, so 4 points per action is not very strong. But I guess there's not too much else he can do at this stage. That doesn't really have a much other option. You see me doing here some math on how many points we can get. So orange is around 138. Blue is I think around 140. He has probably a bit too much cash, as I'm highlighting here. I don't think he needs so much. I'm around 140 or 145. Unfortunately, this is assuming I get my last crate out, and I don't think this is possible, so I'm actually lower. I'm probably going to have to build a link instead, and the link will give me like 4 points instead of this 11 points, so it's actually more like 7 points less than this. So I'm more like close to 138, 135, 138. And then purple, I don't know exactly all his moves and all his actions, but I think around 133, just making some assumptions here on what flips. I'm assuming everything will flip, basically, and I'm assuming some extra rails and whatnot. Blue will need to build a link here, and if he has a Tamsworth card, he can get the level 4 cotton out. And yeah, so we continue. Blue has actually a Tamsworth card, and from my side, build a beer. I have to take a loan, unfortunately. So I couldn't here. I was yeah, I was testing different options here, but I basically don't have enough money to and build a beer and build the level 8 crate. I'm short like 5 coins. It's really not a lot, but yeah, otherwise I would have actually won this game. I would have reached 145. So here I have to build a beer. Or build a rail. I don't think it matters too much, to be honest. I was just checking out some options. Yeah, in the end, I don't remember which one I go, but I anyway go first in the last round of rail, and I'm selling everything using my beer. I don't use the merchant beer. If I had gotten one extra out, I would have been able to use the merchant beers. So slight shame. Yeah. I think here also in orange, he went to develop and then built level 5 crate. Gives him quite some points because he has a lot of links around it. But if you do the actual math, I don't think it's that strong. So he's getting 8 points plus another 6 points, so he's getting 14 points plus 2 when he overbuilds his own beer. So he's getting 16 points, but he needs to spend 1 for develop, 1 to build this, 1 to overbuild the beer, 1 to sell. So 16 points in 4 actions. It's not so strong. On top of that, it all costs money, so he maybe had to take a loan for this, although his money looks quite healthy. But so yeah, maybe he could have built links, like the links here, or the link here is still worth 4 points. I'd say it was probably close to equivalent, but if he would have taken the links, it's denying potential points for us because we would have maybe taken the links or have taken the links. While if he's built here, it gives points to purple, who has also links to Birmingham. So by doing this, he probably helped purple a little bit, but okay. So we continue. Purple builds in Tamsworth and a link, and yeah, then we get here the final score of this game, and the points are a bit depressed because of the overbuilds that happened because of the iron price being so high, so that's why we don't get like 155 points, which you would typically see for a winner. But you get a very, very close score. We see orange is first with 138 points. We see blue is second with 138 points as well. Tiebreaker is the income, and orange is more. I'm at 136, and purple at 135. So very close game. Of course, some self-balancing happening across the game. But as you can see, I don't know. It's kind of hard to really use the crates, as you've seen. So my level 5 crates ended up giving a bit more points to the others because of the link. My level 7 I had to build in my own network because I just didn't have the right card. Of course, you could say I made maybe 1 or 2 small mistakes. I mean, this link, I had the idea to build coal here or to build a crate here, and then in the end I didn't, so this link is a bit weak. Maybe I could have cut out 1 or 2 links and I would still have gotten instead the level 8 crate out. I maybe miscalculated the money at one point, plus the fact that this got taken away was really annoying. But it's still just my feeling. High level crates is like 3 to 5 points short of being competitive as a strategy. Like if the level 8, 7, and 6 would be worth 1 more point, then it would be viable, I guess. Then I would have scored this game something like 3 extra points. And if, yeah, it would have just had a slightly more potential. So kind of my final conclusion is high level crates very fun, but probably slightly underpowered, as kind of common wisdom says. It's probably, I say, 3 to 5 points too weak. I would not play it in a tournament setting, like in a serious competitive game where I'm really playing to win. I don't think I would play it. The very small maybe exception is if you have 2 boxes here, and maybe here the wild one, then it's maybe viable. Yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts on the high level crates. Let me know in the comments if you have some other way on playing high level crates, maybe with less develops, because here I did 4, which is quite a lot. Maybe it's possible with 3 develops. Maybe there's another way to play it. Let me know in the comments, and yeah, that's it for today. Spoon out. Have a good day. Bye.